Do you think this is age appropriate?
It depends on the 14-year-old.
The IRS issued letters recognizing Scientology, and every one of its organizations has fully tax-exempt.
I tell you as auditors, quite frankly, it's much easier to get a great deal of money out of somebody who's on a down spiral into becoming messed than it is to get money out of somebody who is going on an up spiral toward becoming beta.
The church in Sydney was involved in covering up the sexual assault of an 11-year-old girl.
And then they sent Jenna Miscavage over to drill me and tell me what to say to the police and what to say to docs.
Tell us what Jenna Miscavage told you to tell the police.
Just say no.
Oh my goodness. Hello everyone. It has been a while, but I am back coming at you live from London. Life be lifing, work be working, but here I am to do a video for a very special reason, which I'm going to get into. But before we get started, I want to just welcome you all to the live stream. We have got some fabulous mods in with us today, including Speria and Marilyn Honig, who is my internet bestie, and she's backstage with me. So if you have questions throughout the stream, you can put those in the comments and I will try and get to them at the end. Today we are talking about mandated reporters. What the heck is a clergy and how does this relate to Scientology? Now, last week, a very, very awesome, important thing happened, which was this LAPD's commissioners meeting that Aaron shared on his channel, Serge shared it, literally Michael shared it, who else was there? Audit LA, Streets LA, there were loads of people on this, and the LAPD's commissioners meetings like a meeting that they have every week to discuss like policies and things that relate to the community, which is pretty cool and I did not know was a thing. So they all went there with some statements they had prepared about the reporting of child abuse in Scientology. I'm going to show you that just now. Because I think this is so important to how we kind of progress forward with this whole bringing some accountability to for some of the crimes that Scientologists have committed and have been covered up. Let me share this quickly. I haven't done this for ages, you guys, so I feel like I don't know massively what I'm doing. If you are just joining us, by the way, please tell us where you're watching from and what time it is, because I love to know where people are in the world. It's very, very cool. And forgive my clumsy screen sharing. Let's have a look here. Oh, yeah. This, by the way, is the LAPD Commission. Hopefully you can see that. It says the board holds meetings every Tuesday, normally at 9 a.m. The meeting follows a published agenda consisting of various routine items of concern to the department, as well as policy matters that may be of concern to the community. And let me tell you, Scientology is of concern to the community of LA, of Florida, of the whole damn world. Let's see now. Let's switch to this tab, shall we? Share this tab instead. There we go. Sorry. So these little speeches here, these are from Jenna Miscavage, Serge Del Mar and Aaron Smith-Levin. Now, I think this video in itself should be shared as far and as wide as possible. I'm going to play it for you here so you can kind of hear what they all had to say.
My name is Jenna Miscavage. My uncle David Miscavage is the leader of Scientology. I was born and raised in Scientology, and just before my second birthday, my parents moved our family right here to Los Angeles to join Scientology's most dedicated group, where they signed 1 billion-year contracts, dedicating all of our souls, lifetime after lifetime, to Scientology. Joining this group meant I would never live in a home with my parents for the entirety of my childhood. It also meant being deprived of an education and being worked for long hours each day, digging trenches, hauling rocks, and being exposed to dangerous chemicals and handling asbestos, all before the age of 12 years old. It meant being shipped across the country from my family at 12 years old and not seeing my parents but for a few moments for the remainder of my childhood. It meant being forbidden to call them and physically restrained from doing so, while having no way of communicating with them that wasn't monitored and intercepted by Scientology. It meant years of soul-destroying interrogations while being in a room I could not leave, being asked questions of a sexual nature day after day for years while being videotaped.
I'm just going to pause it there for a second because, oh my goodness, the actual strength to stand up there and talk about this and to kind of like summarize it, to summarize it in its most concise form, I just think is so difficult and impressive. And all three of them did an amazing job with this. She's referring to being videotaped, and their auditing sessions, these confessionals, are all recorded, videotaped, audio recorded, all of that. And that is important because some people have confessed to some crazy stuff in here. I'm going to play you a clip in a bit from an auditor, an ex-auditor, I should say, that had to deal with some of the things that were some of the most hideous crimes that can be committed. And I'm sorry if I stumble over my words. I really hate covering this topic and this stuff because it's just so hideous and horrible. And anyone that knows me personally knows I wish that I never had to talk about Scientology again. But unfortunately, we're still here, and I feel called back to it time and time again. So here I am with that. I will share this whole video in the description so you can go and watch it. Please share it on your platforms, on Twitter, on Facebook, wherever you have access to social media. Share it around because I think that we should really share these concise messages on there. Many of you might have already seen it anyway. Let me jump into our little chat here. I have a tendency to try and rush through things when I do this, so I'm trying to be a bit more chill. I'm drinking a nice chamomile tea, if anyone is wondering, because the subject of paedophilia is very stressful. So I hope you've all got a drink as well, because it is terrible. I'm glad you guys like the new intro. I just added a couple extra bits, including a little segment of an interview with Monique Yingling, who is a Scientology attorney defending the church, in an ABC news clip there, which we are going to play as well. Let's see who we've got in the chat tonight. We have got the wonderful Saysperia. Thank you so much. She just became a mod for me today. Give Saysperia some hearts. Thank you so much. We got Cricket Cinema in the chat. Hello. We have got the wonderful Marilyn Honig, of course. We have got Susan P. Hello. Catherine Churchill. Hello there. We have got Arkansas Flamingo. Is it Arkansas or is it Arkansas? I can never remember. Saw. It's Arkansas. My brain reads Ark and Kansas. Amazing. Yes. So the first thing I kind of want to do is define some of these words. We know where Scientology loves a little word clear, and I think we need to make it very clear what all of this stuff means for you, for me, for everyone. Because I'm not the most law savvy. I don't know about you guys. I know we have lots of very smart people that watch our coverage and Scientology stuff that know far more than me, and I kind of wanted to come on today to kind of bring some people together in that way. I think there's lots of smart people in this community that can probably offer some really good input and advice. I'm wondering what the next kind of steps are. Do we need to collate some evidence? Is there something we can do to help kind of push this forward with investigating these failures of mandated reportings within Scientology? Let me grab some media things here. Check this out. I made this on a Kittle. Look at this. Boom. Where is it? It's that way. What is a clergy? Well, it's the religious leaders whose job it is to serve the needs of their religion and its members, priests, ministers, and rabbis. So I reckon that is probably auditors, case supervisors, who else? Ethics officers, maybe. Who else in Scientology? Registrars, maybe. Do they serve the needs? Anyone who is delivering Scientology, basically. could be maybe considered the clergy. And why is that important? Well, this is important because of a thing called mandated reporters. Now, got another one here, look. What is a mandated reporter? A mandated reporter is someone who is legally required to report suspected child abuse or neglect. Mandated reporters can be professionals or members of the public. Now, in Florida, all adults are actually mandated reporters. I actually have here their, what do we call it? It's a mandatory reporting of abuse checklist for all adults in Florida if they need to double check it. And I thought maybe we should have a look at that, so that they can they can see. Let me pull it up. Hold on. There we go. So you can find this on the flcourts.gov website. I will share the link afterwards. But this is the mandatory reporting of abuse checklist as of June 2023. It says who needs to report. In Florida, everyone is a mandatory reporter. And I should zoom it in, shouldn't I? Is that easier to read? Can you guys read that? Let's see. Yeah, that looks better to me. Everyone is a mandatory reporter. There's two different types. There's a general type, which is all adults, and there's a professional type, which we'll get into in a minute. The general type says any person who knows or has reasonable cause to suspect that a child is abused, abandoned, or neglected by a parent, legal custodian, caregiver, or other person responsible for the child's welfare is a mandatory reporter. And it says also any person including but not limited to state, county or municipal criminal justice employees or law enforcement officers who know or has reasonable cause to suspect that a vulnerable adult has been or is being abused, neglected or exploited must make a report. For example, the people that cared for Lisa McPherson, for instance, the people who were monitoring her 24 hours a day, probably should have reported that as she was a vulnerable adult being neglected, for instance. For professional mandated reporters, these people include physicians, osteopaths, medical examiners, chiropractors, nurse, paramedic, and emergency medical technician or hospital personnel. Also health or mental health professional. Practitioner who relies solely on spiritual means for healing. What, like the people that work in Scientology doing spiritual healing in their auditing sessions? I think that is what counts. Now, I think if you are a practitioner of Scientology, you are a mandated reporter because you are a member of their clergy, and as a member of a clergy, you are therefore legally required to report any and all suspected forms of child abuse. And there you go. And I just got a banner as well. Check this out. Boom. Breaking news. Scientology Clergy Sea Organisation realised they're all mandated reporters and are legally required to report suspected or known child abuse to the authorities. Now, if I was in the Sea Org right now, if I was an auditor, I would be getting my ass down to the police station and spilling the damn beans. Absolutely. Let me take this one off. You guys might know Serge Delmar. He has been such a driving force and a strong, really strong voice in this community. His message is no more kids in Scientology. There he is as well. Thank you to everyone for caring. Yeah, Serge, it's yeah, absolutely, Serge. Mandated reporters are not optional. They are ordered to be there by law. Correct. Absolutely. And all we can do is hammer this point home as best as we can. And yeah, I'm wondering if there is some collation or something, some way we can combine all of the things that have been out there, because this isn't new information that Scientology don't let their parishioners report to the police, or that they've covered up child abuse and moved perpetrators out of state. Like, this has been going on probably since Scientology began. So, you know, I don't know what we can do to help, but I wonder if that might be something. I'm sure there's people way smarter than me that will have better ideas, but I can put myself out here and try and help figure it out. Anyway, Serge Delmar on his YouTube channel. He also has a really great Substack, which you can subscribe to via your emails, and they'll pop in every time he makes a new post, which he writes exceptionally well and with a lot of passion and conviction as well. But I just wanted to read this one out from 5 days ago. Let's make sure you guys can see that. Cool. Awesome. And Serge says, the failure of mandated reporting, Scientology's systemic cover-up of child abuse. Mandated reporting laws exist for one reason, to protect children from abuse. These laws require professionals, teachers, doctors, clergy, law enforcement, and others in position of trust to report any suspicion of child abuse or neglect to the appropriate authorities. The system is designed to be proactive, to ensure that when harm or potential harm to a child is observed, it's immediately addressed before the abuse escalates. But what happens when an institution deliberately circumvents these laws? What happens when a group as powerful, wealthy, and well-connected as Scientology ensures that no mandated reports are ever made, no matter how severe the abuse? What happens when a system meant to protect the most vulnerable is rendered useless because those responsible for reporting have been conditioned or outright ordered not to? The answer is simple. Children suffer. Abusers are protected, and the cycle of harm continues without consequence. And he breaks down here how mandated reporting law works. I recommend that you go and read this. He has got it all in here, and I will share his channel so you can check that out as well. I know this is a heavy topic and it's can be difficult to confront, as they say. Because it's just so horrible to think of this stuff happening to children. But the reality is, it is. And the children that it's happening to do not get the opportunity to choose whether they think about it happening to them, because it is. If that makes sense. Let me stop sharing there. Let me take a little sip of my tea, guys. Hope you guys are taking a sip too. I've got a chamomile and manuka honey for anyone who's wondering. And yeah, sorry, let me have a look what you guys are saying. Yeah, it is heartbreaking, absolutely. Eric Rader is in the chat. Hello, Eric. I have been meaning to reach out to you for a while. I was hoping we could maybe do a talk. You're on my list of people to email, so this is a reminder for me to send you an email. Let's have a little look here. Awesome. I'll come to any starred questions in a moment, you guys. Let me just see what else I want to share with you before I go off topic. Oh, of course, I wanted to share as well this. What is an auditor? An auditor is a minister or minister in training of the Church of Scientology. Now, doesn't a minister sound like a clergy member to you? It sounds like a clergy member to me. And clergy members have to what? Report any known or suspected cases of child abuse to the authorities. Yes, I think we're getting it. We are. And even if you're wondering, I haven't made this up, you guys. This is on Scientology's own website. I will show it to you. It's exactly where I pulled it from. Here we go. The auditor and the pre-clear. It says it right there. An auditor is a minister or minister in training of the Church of Scientology. Come on, clergy. And yes, anyone that is signed up to that. Billion years, baby. Billion years of mandated reporting for you. Let's see. Okay, now the next clip I would like to play for you. is a clip from ABC News that Serge was actually in. Now, he has been sharing his story for years and years and years. I've actually got an interview with him. We did a year ago. Yeah, it must have been. And it's the only interview that's ever made me really angry. And it was so hard to hear it that I wasn't even really sure what to do with it afterwards. You know, we were kind of talking about this hotel that he had to work in. I'm still hoping that some more people will come forward about that. We had Bianca come forward about that, which was awesome, and talk about the abuse they received there, not only in the auditing but their child labour. You know, they were working as cleaners and doing all with their passports taken away from them, whilst they're having to work as adults, and they're not legally really allowed to do that. So, you know, yeah, it's a heck of a lot. But you might be seeing that soon. I've just been trying to find the right way to frame it in a different way that has not already been done. You know me, it takes me a year to get a video done, guys. But yes, Serge has been doing this for ages, and this video, I don't even know what year this is from, but we're going to have a little look at it, because the lovely Monique Yingling is in this, and I feel like her responses to the questions are so interesting, because to be honest, she's like... she's talking about how she actually doesn't bring her children up as Scientologists, that they're Catholic, but she's trying to frame it that the Church of Scientology are this religious group that would never do anything untoward, but she couldn't say for definite that didn't happen. It's the weirdest thing. Let's play a little clip from it. Here we go.
Claims he was asked that question about rape when he was 14.
Oh, and this here, you guys, this is the Johannesburg confessional list. This is for children age 6 to 12. 6 to 12 years old. I was asked these questions as a 6-year-old. They are very invasive and can very easily be led down a sexual nature, even though they're not specifically targeted that way. Shocker, it's been worded that way on purpose. But when somebody says, have you ever done anything to a body or someone's body that you shouldn't have, your body or someone else's, you can see how easily that could go down that route. Anyway, sorry, I'll stop talking. Let's play the clip.
And being administered something called the Johannesburg Confessional. Some of the questions on there include, have you ever raped anyone? Have you ever had intercourse with a member of your family? And have you ever practiced sodomy? And there are many more. Do you think this is age appropriate?
So those questions might be appropriate to a 14-year-old like Sergio Gil. I don't know.
That's such a shitty thing to say as well, as if like, oh, trying to say like Serge is some sort of a wrong and or whatever. Like, freaking hell, Monique, what the hell are you?
I do happen to know, because I've been told, that he was not asked those questions. And that was because whoever was ministering the confessional had decided those questions should not be asked.
But you conceive of occasion...
We need to get, by the way, a body language analysis on this interview, just to count how many times she blinks in this. I'm not saying, legally, I'm not saying that means she's lying, but I'm just saying it's a little, a little sus.
Where it would be appropriate to ask a 14-year-old questions like that?
It depends on the 14-year-old. What I can tell you is...
What is that answer? It depends on the 14-year-old. No, you shouldn't be asking them that. Unless, you know what, unless you're a police officer and you are, and something has happened where that case could come about. Why the hell would you need to ask a 14-year-old anything to do with that?
That it would never be used in an inappropriate manner by the church. That normally it would not be asked of a 14-year-old. And if it were, it was because under the church's very strict protocols, it was decided that it was an appropriate question.
While the church insists the Johannesburg Confessional is rarely used on any parishioner, including adults, they did provide us with this confessional written...
Here we go. So this is, sorry, the Johannesburg one is not for children. This one is for children though. Children's security check. Here we go. Ages 6 to 12. Here are some of the questions on here. What has somebody told you not to tell? Have you ever decided you didn't like some member of your family? Have you ever taken something belonging to someone else and never given it back? Have you ever pretended to be sick? Have you ever made yourself sick or hurt yourself to make somebody sorry? Have you ever gotten yourself dirty on purpose? Like, what the heck does this stuff even mean? Have you ever remembered something about yourself and not told anybody because you thought they wouldn't believe you or be angry at you? So they just go on and on and on. And there's like, I can't remember how many. I think there's 99 questions on this, and they get progressively more and more invasive.
Written by L. Ron Hubbard, specifically for children as young as 6. The first question is, what has somebody told you not to tell? Another question is, have you ever done something to your body you shouldn't have? And another question after that is, have you ever done something to somebody else's body that you shouldn't have?
Now, can anyone even think of any other answers that doesn't go down a really dodgy route that you shouldn't be conversing with a 6-year-old with these questions? I just want to know, like, anyone?
You can do lots of things to your body. You know, you can cut your body, you can hit your body, you can, cut your hair, you can do whatever.
Yeah, but can't...
What was that, guys? What the heck was even that? She was like flicking all over the place. Honestly, we need a body language expert on this, because she's like all over the show.
You can do lots of things to your body. You know, you can cut your body, you can hit your body, you can, cut your hair, you can do whatever.
Yeah, but can't you, this is a question.
I don't think this questionnaire is about wondering whether these kids cut their own hair or not. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that question about doing something to your body is about cutting your hair. Put 2 in the chat if you think it's about something else.
Question for somebody as young as 6 years old. Don't you see how that could pretty easily lead to something sexual?
It possibly could, but that doesn't mean that the whoever is ministering the confessional would take it down to a sexual route.
But you're a parent and a grandparent. Do you think there are any circumstances under which it would be appropriate for somebody who's 6, 7 years old to be alone with a grown-up asking a question where there are some odds that it could turn into a discussion of sexual content?
I happened to raise my children Catholic, and they went to Sunday school, and they were alone with priests, and certainly something sexual could have come up.
There's no form like this where there are questions that I think we can all agree might lead to sexual content in the Catholic Church that I'm aware of.
If I put my child in the care of my church or a minister, I have faith that that's going to be handled properly. And I think that's the same thing that Scientology parents do with their children.
The church said...
Liza Minnelli lies. Absolutely not. Like, come on. Do you buy it, guys? I think it's absolutely horrific that she even answered that like that. She knows. She knows what's going on. Oh, sorry, my watch is buzzing at me. Yeah, she knows what is happening, so... Yeah, I will leave a link for this as well if you want to watch the whole 8-minute clip. Serge is in this, looking very, very young. He's been doing this for so many years, and watching this earlier, I really saw that. And yeah, I just want to send so much love out to him because he is a superstar for even being strong enough to do this and reigniting the passion that people have to keep fighting this. The next clip I want to play you is probably the hardest one to watch in this, and trigger warning. But I feel like it's weird to put a trigger warning in a video like this, because if you hear, you kind of know what's up. But this is a difficult clip to hear. This is a video on our late friend Doug Scott Kramer's channel. He did an interview with the UK's former top auditor, Chris Malin, and I've interviewed him on this channel as well, and I happen to know he has been fair gamed pretty horrifically in this country. So he has shown immense bravery to even have this conversation. I know there might be some controversy on should he have done more at the time, and all of that stuff. But I just want you to listen to it, because I think how horrific it is. I think it needs to be shared, because this is in auditing rooms all around the world. There are paedophiles, rapists confessing to doing horrific things to children, and then nothing being done about it. And that's not right. Just give me a second, guys.
What are some of the things that you heard?
Okay, so one guy, I won't name him, but I was auditing him, and I was pulling withholds on him, and it turns out that he was...
Trigger warning, by the way, guys.
Yeah,
Tune out now.
This is very difficult for me to talk about, because
I understand, man. Take your time.
It was harrowing to listen to, because when you're pulling withholds on someone, you have to get all the details of literally everything they've done in the withhold, to the point of hand position, sequence of action. You have to get the whole everything, right? And this guy, it turns out that he's a pedophile, and I'm not just talking about any pedophile. I'm talking about he was one of the big top guys of a network of pedophiles.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he was like, so you have like pedophile networks, right? And they all know each other and they all correspond. And he was one of the head honchos. So any decent, what they would call decent, child imagery or video, he would further it on to everybody else. And not only that, Doug, he was making the fucking shit. So when I say making the shit, this guy, honestly,
I'm sorry, man. Take your time. Like I said, if you need to take a break, bro, I can cover the chat, man.
It's fine. This guy, he was raping children, and I had to pull it. I had to say, what did you do with this 12-year-old boy exactly?
Fuck me, man.
I want to know all the details. Anyway, this was the first day. I swear to God, I got home and I was like, I need a fucking drink.
Wait, this was day one of your...
This was day one of him.
What? Of him, not your auditing?
No, this was just him. Yeah, it's not my auditing.
The first session with this PC, that's the first thing
It wasn't the first session. It wasn't the first session. It was further down the line.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was as someone who's got children themselves, and I had young children at the time, I was I was mortified from having heard what I heard. So anyway, the next day I take him back in session, right? Now here's the thing on this, right? So I started pulling withholds and overts on him again of being involved in making and distributing child pornography, right? This guy was not sitting across from me in such a way as to be sorrowful for his actions, upset, like, can you imagine if he was like, oh, and I did this, and I sent this video of this 10-year-old girl and I just can't believe I did that, and blah. To some degree, I'm not okay with that. But this guy was bragging to me. Yeah. He was like, I found this great video.
Oh my God. Dude.
Because you want to hear about this video. I'm going to tell you all about it.
God, dude.
And he goes, and he's sitting there bragging. And I don't know if people know this or not, but it's actually illegal for an auditor to just end session mid-session.
Right.
I ended that session without ending.
Good for you. Good for you.
I just put my pen and paper down. Right. I said to him, can you go wait in the PC lounge? So he looked confused. He got up. He sat down in the PC lounge. I went into the CS office. My heart was pumping. I wanted to kick the fucking living shit.
As you fucking should have, man. And it would have been justified.
I'll get to that because... So anyway, I wanted to kick the living shit out of him. And the ED and the senior case supervisor came in the office and says, Chris, what's going on? Why have you ended the session? And I said, this guy who's sitting in there is raping and sending images of children being fucked by adults. And he's a head honcho, and I'm not going to listen to it anymore. I said, in fact, I'm going to go in there now. I'm going to kick the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
And I had to be physically restrained. They pulled me back. So I then said, okay, fine. I'm not going to kick the fuck out of him. But here's what I'm going to do. I am going to the police right now.
Good for
Because,
you.
yeah. And they said to me, you know what the response was? If you do that, Chris, you'll be committed and declared.
Guys, I know that sounds impossible, but this is the
It's
real
actual politics.
shit.
It's real.
Yep,
This is
that's
real.
right. And this is why you might understand more the Danny Masterson case and the rapes and covers up.
So this guy, I said to the senior CS, he, if I remember correctly, I think he had to go back in and finish the session on him because I refused. I got in a lot of trouble for that. I was into ethics, cramming. And what boils my fucking piss even more is that this guy was a huge donator to the Ideal Law Project. The very next morning, I walk in the corridor, and guess who's sitting in the ED's office, having coffee, laughing and joking?
It's so
This
fucking
fucking
disgusting.
child rapist. This child rapist was sitting there in the ED's office, laughing and joking, and he just donated another £200. And guess what? The ED knew. She knew what he was doing.
I'm gonna just stop it there because I don't think I can watch any more of that, to be honest. But yeah, how awful. And yeah, like Chris said, people know about it. People know about it, but and let's think of it as well, right? These people are paying for these sessions, paying for what they think is protection as well, so they can brag about these horrific things that they are doing. That is obviously an extreme case. There's no level of child abuse that is okay. But I want to say as well that, you know, my own experience with Scientology extends to only what I know, right? So I was never in the Sea Organisation or anything like that. I spent some time at Flag, but mostly, and East Grinstead and Greenfields, right? A school, by the way, that had a teacher fired because they were doing things with little kids and filming it. A teacher at a Scientology school. That was in 1994 or 9, one of them. I can't remember off the top of my head. Sorry, guys. There's just so damn many things. And I say that because whereas I didn't spend every day of my life in the Scientology orgs, I spend lots of time there, but not doing labour for them, all of that stuff. The ethics and Scientology doctrine was brought into my home. Now, I think of this in the case of, okay, so I was homeschooled at one point, doing Scientology at home, with my mum, who, you know, was she was a raging alcoholic and had hurt me and my siblings on various occasions. This isn't about me, but she will have had to confess this in an auditing session, right? And in that situation, is that auditor not required to report that to social services? Just a question. I'm wondering if that is the case too, you know? So this goes so deep, and I think if you are watching this and you are an auditor, if you're in Scientology and you know stuff, you should get your ass down to the police. Even if you've left and you know about stuff that's happened and you've not reported it, go and report it. Do it right now. Stop, turn this video off and go and report it. yeah, so that's kind of what I want to say on that. I'm looking to see what else can be done about this stuff and covering it in the best way I can. Like I said, I think maybe collecting some of this stuff together and really kind of laying it out might help. I know this was a bit messy, and I'm sorry if that's not perfect. But how yesterday I just couldn't do it. I was busy with work, and I came back home and I was like, I don't think I'm ready for this. Like, there's so much to look at, and I just don't know how to even hold myself together. And it makes me have so much respect for Serge even more, because he will get on here and he will hammer his point home. I'm going to go to your questions and things that are starred, and then we're going to wrap things up. I'm sorry this is not super duper cheery from me, but Scientology can't be that way, unfortunately. Let's see what you guys are saying. Catherine Churchill, hello, says, I'm really happy they are finally able to use the mandatory reporting laws. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It didn't even, because I personally, right, do not ever consider that Scientology is religious. I just think it's a scam, The idea that they have a clergy and all of that stuff, it just never even popped into my head that's something that would happen, which sounds so dumb, I know. But yeah, like I'd never even thought of it in that framework. But it's true. They are a religion, yes, a bona fide, real religion, and their clergy are subject to the same laws as every other religion. And isn't that wonderful? Yeah, so I'm hearing you on that, Catherine. I am the same. Stay Spirit here has shared Serge's Substack. Wow, that's really hard to say. Stay Spirit has shared Serge's Substack. Lots of S's there. I'll try and link everything afterwards. I'll copy all the links of the videos we've watched today into the description, so you can go and check those out, including the mandatory reporting laws, the video of Doug and Chris, and also the grand jury, not grand jury, the LAPD commission video as well. It'll all be in there. Bishop Jackson Plant says, minister by law is clergy. Yes, it is. And isn't that wonderful? Hello, Marilyn. She says, no, Monique. I'm pretty sure that PG-13, that is PG-13 language at minimum. Yeah, absolutely. Ridiculous that she would even suggest that. I don't know how that clip has not gone far and wide, because what the hell? Stay Spirit says, think Monique has got the scarf on a little too tight, cutting off vital blood to the brain. I have to agree with you, Stace, I do. Constance doesn't buy it. Arkansas Flamingo says this is so sickening. Yeah. That guy was PTS type B criminal. He should be kicked out anyway. Yeah, I can't remember what that is. I'm not going to lie. I have lost many of the terms, but I'm sure that's a bad thing. The guy, by the way, that was referred to in that video, his name is Peter Fry, and from what I could see online, there is an article. Let me get it quickly. I might as well show you while we're here, hey. Just give me a second while I quickly... I should have had it in my list, but I forgot to do it. Sorry. Now, I think this is the same guy. It would be very unfortunate if not. Yeah, what I can see it's the same guy, but I absolutely could be wrong. Let me share this with you. Here we go. Can you guys see that? It says, Vodafone engineer Peter Fry received a community order after convincing a judge. Oh my gosh, why did it do that? He was working hard to mend his ways. So this is what the article says, and this is about the guy that Chris had audited. I'm pretty sure it's the same guy because a lot of the details match up, but just for legal reasons, I think it's the same guy. I cannot tell you for sure. It says the 54-year-old joined a Sex Addicts Anonymous after he was caught with indecent material, some of which depicted women having sex with horses and dogs. Judge Nigel Daly told the telecommunications engineer how he had helped to fuel a market for pornographic images of children, and if he broke the terms of his community order, he could face 5 years in prison. Just 5 years. Isn't that insane? Just literally just 5 years. It's nothing. Oh my gosh. Tell you what, these ads on these freaking websites. Do you guys have Aldi over there? Where is it even gone? There it is. Okay. Says, prosecuting Kirsty Allman said information was received by the police in 2017 in relation to the uploading of an image to social media platform ChatStep. I don't know what that is, but the IP address is what caught him out, and it sent it to him. And they found that he had... where is it? So he said he would not face jail for 3 counts of making indecent photographs of children and 1 count of extreme photographs showing animals. So he didn't even get jailed for this. I don't know what the normal sentencing is, but he had to do 24 months community order involving 30 days of 30%. What am I talking about? 30 days rehabilitation and 120 days of unpaid work. That is nothing. Like, he's made CP. He's literally made it. And he's doing community service. Why are the laws so lenient? Even 5 years, I don't think is it. And this is the same guy that, if we go back to that clip with Chris, was bragging about it. Allegedly. We think it's the same guy anyway. Absolutely horrific. Yeah. Okay. Yes, many people knew about this, yeah, absolutely. I'm all ears, says, they are intentionally covering it up, camera or not, this is illegal AF. Yeah, completely, absolutely, 100% is. Northern Girl, hello, nice to see you. So glad these atrocities are being brought to the forefront now. Yeah, that's literally the only thing we can do. But these clips and things, they're from so long ago, and the amount of reports of people being told not to go to the police. Miriam Francis, for instance, like, you know, you guys obviously probably know about that, but she was, and her perpetrator was moved out of the state of jurisdiction, you know, like it was literally covered up, literally money spent to cover this shit up. It's absolutely insane. Chris 10M, hello. I hate that we have to talk about this. I hate that child harmers will flock to Scientology so they can harm with free will. Scientology just must end. Bless all of you, gems. That's really sweet of you to say that, gem part. Yeah, no, I hate talking about this too. I wish that I didn't have to cover Scientology, honestly, because there's just a lot more fun stuff out there, and I'm generally a pretty positive person and like to talk about things that make me happy. But it feels wrong to not discuss this, to not follow this through. So for that reason, I'ma still be here. Type B, literally criminal. Yes, Professor Kakan. Thank you for clearing up that MU for me. Despiri says, should have gone to prison. Yeah. Yes. This guy needs to be locked up for life. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, people are having pancakes. On a positive note, you know, let's have a little positive note. We need something, don't we, you guys? On a positive note, it is Pancake Day. We've got a few people having pancakes. We're having some in a bit. My lovely flatmates are preparing some this evening. Yeah, we have it here. It's for, I don't know if you guys have it in the States, but it's for Shrove Tuesday. It actually is a religious thing, though most people that do Pancake Day are not religious. It's just an excuse to eat pancakes, really. But the idea is, like, you get rid of all the stuff in your cupboard, like your eggs, your milk, your chocolate, that kind of stuff, and then you give it up for like 40 days. Which is what people do, but I won't be giving anything up for 40 days, but I will be enjoying the pancakes. Yeah, because why the heck not? Anyway, you guys, please go and share the videos that I spoke about. Please go and have a look at them. I'll make sure I post them all. And if you have any ideas at all on what you think would be a good way to make this information as easily accessible to the relevant people that need to see it, please post it or email me. My email address is hellokellycopter@gmail.com. I definitely can't collate all of it by myself. I don't even know if that's the right thing we should be doing. Like, do we need to just have a list of it all laid out of all the times this has been, somebody said on a news clip or in an article that they were told not to go to the police or they were coached in some way? Is that helpful? I don't know. Somebody smarter than me is going to watch this and they're going to know, hopefully. And I please hope that you will let me know as well so I can help with that. There will be some more regular videos coming from me. I hope you guys have been enjoying the interviews that I've been putting out on Sundays. That's usually when I can post something. I get the weekend to kind of edit it up and get something put out there. And yeah, I will keep trying to do that. I've got some cool ideas and some new things coming out too. So yeah, I hope you'll stay tuned for that as always. The ABCs of cults might happen, it might not. We get into it as and when we can. As always, I'll still be here in 10 years going, yeah, well, we're on W now, so we will get through it slowly and surely. Thank you to everyone who has been a member of the channel. I think we hit like the 12-month mark of memberships, and there's some of you here that have had memberships for 12 whole months. I massively appreciate that, so thank you so much. I will make sure I'm going to do some kind of a members video or something. Someone asked if they could see the studio, do a studio tour, so I might do that, so you can see kind of what gear I've got behind the scenes. When it all works, it works great. So yeah, maybe we'll show you that. And of course you have access to my karaoke playlist, which I haven't updated for a while, but I'm sure I will soon. We've got 13 months. Oh my God, Chris 10, 13 months. Guys, thank you so much. That is crazy. Over a year, crew. You're all legends. I massively appreciate you. I'm going to sign this video off. Thank you so much, everyone that has been here, that has supported the channel, that has listened, even though this has been difficult. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.
L. Ron Hubbard was a fantasist, a junkie womanizing Scientologist. Leave your friends and family behind. Take another course and let him fuck up your mind. Come in for a personality test. Forget psychologists, we know best. Cause we've been told by an alien called Xenu. Oh, L. Ron Hubbard was a hypnotist, master manipulator, Scientologist. And some kids, they never get to choose. We talk about consent, it never makes the news. Come in for a personality test. Forget psychologists, we know best. Cause we've been told by an alien called Xenu.